Excellent.
Right.
Okie dokie.
Really?
My name's Paul Farnsworth and I'm the set and costume designer for Jekyll and Hyde at the New Theatre. And we're up in the wardrobe department today and we're going to look at the costumes and the design process for the costumes. Jekyll and Hyde we've decided to set in an asylum in England in 1888. And so I've done a lot of research for the costumes and as usual I do costume drawings. So the designs are in this enormous folder which we call a Bible. We have photographs of things, we have reference, lots of pictures of original dresses, and we have my designs. This is a design for a dress that's going to be worn by Camilla Romidale as Emma Carew, who's in love with Henry Jekyll. But it's not an exact reproduction of an 1888 dress. Daniel Bort, the director, and I have devised a style that we call asylum punk. So we've given everything a little bit of a twist so that all the costumes have a feeling that they might be straitjackets as well as 1880s costumes. So if we look here, this is Camilla's engagement dress that we've just seen in the design. Lots of decoration, lots of flowers, lots of lace, lots of silk. And you see up the front buckles and straps. And this is sort of indicating that it's the kind of thing you might be strapped into in an asylum. So this is the starting point of the costumes. And normally in a show, we would make them and this is where it would stop. But we have two extra processes with this show. Firstly, with the costumes, we have a lot of original accessories from the 1880s. So if we go over here, we can see some hats that Tove's working on. We've bought on Etsy and eBay lots of original bustle bonnets, they're called, because all the dresses have bustles. And these little bonnets would sit on the back of the head. Now, this is a bonnet, an original bonnet that Camilla will wear with this jacket, but it has a very interesting story. We bought it from Etsy and it came in a very old box like this, as you can see, and there's a label inside and it says, "My great aunt Mary Hines' wedding hat, 1886. She was born March the 9th, 1868 and died 1963, aged 96. She was married at 18. So this little hat, which is going to be in our musical, was worn in 1886 at a wedding, which I think is fairly extraordinary. We have lots of other original things. We have beautiful embroidered capes, like this. We have this one, which is fantastic and came from America. Again, it's original 1880s. And it's the sort of thing that you can't really fake for theatre. It's completely genuine. But then we have another process, which I'll take you downstairs to show you, where all the new clothes are treated and broken down to look as though they've been worn for years and they've gone through mud and dirt so that everything looks as though it's been used. So we'll go downstairs and have a look at that. Now we're downstairs, one floor down from the wardrobe department, and this is where all the breaking down action happens. So the dresses and all the male costumes arrive on this rail, and you can see here's a lovely new, freshly made dress with some beautiful embroidery on it. And it all looks very new, but that's not what we want. The aim of the show is not that it's fresh and new. The aim is that it looks as though it's been worn for a very long time in a very dirty, atmospheric asylum. So it goes from this rail into what I call the cupboard of destruction. And this is Sophie, who's our breaking down artist. And she's working on a dress that started off fresh and new and has been sprayed with dye and paint. And you can see the hem now is very dirty. It's all shredded. It looks as though it's been through mud. And Sophie and Helena, who are working together on the breaking down, have used paint, glue, flour, all sorts of things to give the effect that the dress is faded and dirty. And Sophie's now using this pumice stone to work on the leather. And another favourite thing to work with is, if you want to try this on your clothes at home, is this cheese grater. And this is really useful for making holes in fabric. If you want to do this kind of thing, a cheese grater is exactly what you need. So the process is from brand new to dirty within a few weeks. And we have about 115 costumes to treat like this. From light levels of dirt to quite dirty, and some of them are extremely worn, and they look as though they've been worn outside for many, many years.